Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos, muchas gracias por su puntualidad. Estamos aquí con mis colegas de la Facultad de Medicina y de la Universidad de Ottawa, la Oficina Internacional. En un par de minutos más empezamos la sesión. Estamos haciendo unos últimos ajustes, pero ya empezamos en breve. Gracias. Fer, ¿lograste verlo? ¿A Cristina?
La tengo aquí, pero no la puedo hacer co-host.
Oh, déjame verlo.
Ujú.
So just to let you know, Christina is able to hear us, but she can't unmute. So, I mean,
Yes, I know,
Yeah.
but yes, I don't see Christina. So maybe Christina, can you send me a private message? Oh yeah, I got it. Okay, I was looking for your name starting with Z. Okay, got it. Just give me 1 second, Christina. Christina, I think you can unmute yourself now. Yes.
Hola, hello.
Hello, we cannot see you, but we
N-
can hear you.
Yes, I've been having problems with my camera for the last day. I don't know what the problem is, but
Oh, okay,
I
no worries.
apologize.
No worries. All good. Okay, so just let me start because it's already
Yes.
6:02. So, bueno, buenas tardes a todos. Buenas tardes, buenas noches, depende de dónde se encuentren. Mi nombre es Laura Pacheco, soy gerente de proyectos del Consorcio Caldo y muchas gracias por su puntualidad, por su interés. La verdad que hemos recibido muchísimos registros para este webinar que en verdad creo que va a ser súper importante para aquellas personas que estén interesadas en explorar algún tipo de entrenamiento en la Universidad de Ottawa y específicamente en la Facultad de Medicina. Ya sabemos, y seguramente muchos de ustedes durante la búsqueda de oportunidades internacionales han visto que puede ser quizá un poco más desafiante poder hacer un programa de medicina o un entrenamiento de medicina en Canadá. Pero sin embargo, esta oportunidad que se les va a presentar el día de hoy, ¿no? Con esta información que van a compartir nuestros colegas, va a demostrar un poco que sí es posible, ¿no? Sí es posible hacerlo en una universidad en Canadá y en una excelente universidad y en una de las facultades de medicina más importantes, no solamente de Canadá, sino también de Norteamérica y a nivel mundial. Entonces, solamente quisiera tomar estas palabras para decirles que tomen nota de todo lo que puedan tomar nota, pero por ahí si tienen algunas otras preguntas, vamos a dejar nuestros datos de contacto también. Y por el momento, para poder ordenar un poco la sesión, les sugiero que dejen sus preguntas por el chat. Pueden ser en español o en inglés. Aquí el 50% de los que estamos como panelistas hablamos español, el otro 50% inglés, pero igual ahí nos arreglamos y nos manejamos para poder resolver todas las dudas. Así que nuevamente bienvenidos. Muchas gracias nuevamente por su puntualidad y también por estar con nosotros. Now I'm going to switch to English because I would like to introduce my colleagues from the Faculty of Medicine at the University of Ottawa, and also my colleague Fernanda from the office, international office at the university, and also Christina as well, Ashraf. So thank you, the three of you, for participating in this webinar. I think it's going to be a very important session. So we have a big number, and also we receive a lot of interest from students from different countries. And I think that is also the magic of this program, because students from all the different countries in the world will be able to participate this summer at the University of Ottawa. So, okay, I'm not going to say anymore. Ashraf, please, the mic is yours. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rory. And thank you, first of all, thank you for organizing such an amazing webinar. I see we do have quite a few participants. That's great. I know it's the end of the day in most of the countries, so really appreciate that you stick with us and you give us some of your time at the end of the day. So that's great. I'll introduce myself quickly. My name is Ashraf Jarbib. I work at the Faculty of Medicine here at the University of Ottawa, more specifically at their International and Global Health Office. I'll explain what's our office. but before that, I'll give the floor to my colleague Christina and then also Fernanda.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I apologize, my camera's not working today, but good evening to all of you. My name is Christina LaPearl. I work with Ashraf at the International Global Health Office, and I have a background in languages and a master's in education, and working together with Ashraf to develop this Med Global program. Hace muchos años era un estudiante internacional que estudiaba en el extranjero como ustedes. Pasé un año en la Universidad de Salamanca en España y ahora me complace dar la bienvenida a estudiantes internacionales como ustedes a la Universidad de Ottawa. So feel free to ask questions in English or Spanish.
Fernanda.
Gracias. Yo me presento también, soy Fernanda de la Universidad de Ottawa. Yo trabajo en la Oficina Internacional y veo las alianzas con América Latina. Entonces también siéntanse en confianza de hablar en español, escribir sus dudas en inglés o en español y aquí les apoyamos. Mucho gusto.
5 medical university, medical school in terms of research, and our research activity generate more than 130 million annually. And we do have cutting edge space, simulation center, you name it. And you, as I said before, you will be working on some of these facilities. Also, we are very proud to have an impact on not only the community here in Ottawa, but really all the surrounding area, because we offer our services in French and English, we can reach some population that might not have access to health services in their preferred language. And because we are bilingual, we can help them. So this is something we are very proud of, and we really want to mention whenever we have the opportunity to do so. Obviously, the medical training, the faculty oversee the medical training, but the clinical training is provided at partner hospital. And because we are located in a very strategic area, we do have a lot of partnership with different hospitals. So the biggest one is the Ottawa Hospital, and itself, it's composed by 5 hospitals actually. So it's pretty big structure. We do have also a partnership with CHEO, which is the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. Ontario is the province where Ottawa is located. So more for pediatric, obviously. We have the Montfort Hospital, which provides services in French and English, but mainly in French. The Royal, which is more for psychiatric, and then the Brewer Halt for geriatric. And we do have other partnership, and that's thanks to our location. I quickly mentioned our International Global Health Office. As I said, our main goal is to facilitate any partnership or collaboration initiative that the Faculty of Medicine have. So whenever a physician, a department want to create something, want to launch something or build a partnership, it will go through us. And this Med Global Summer School is a good example, because it started with an idea, with a vision, and then with Christina and with the team behind the project, we are helping turning this vision into a reality. So just to mention that there is an entire team working on that project, and even when we will apply and we will come here in Ottawa to enjoy the program, we will be at your disposal to help you and make sure that you have a great experience with us. Now on the main topic, so on the Med Global Summer School program. So as I said before, the vision is to bring together a future medical leader from all around the world. So this session is for Latin America, but we did 6 info sessions before, for the Gulf, for Asia, for Europe. And that's the main goal, is to make sure that you will come here in Ottawa, learn about the Canadian or the North American healthcare system, but also learn from your peer. And also you will be teaching them and sharing your experience and the reality from your country. So that's the main idea. Obviously, during the 4 week, we'll be learning and educating ourselves on different topic, and we'll see this topic later in the presentation. Now, in terms of eligibility, I think I mentioned this quickly at the beginning, but you need to be a med student or pre-med student. I know pre-med student is a pretty vague word, but I mean, if you are a science student, for example, and you are planning on applying for med school, technically you are eligible to apply for this program. It's more designed for pre-clerkship medical student. I don't know if you use this term in your country, but that means med student in the beginning of their training, before you typically start doing clinical rotation. And that's because this program has no clinical activity scheduled. So we do believe that usually when med students, when they start having this clinical rotation, they always look to participate in programs that offer clinical activities, which is not the case with this program. So that's what we think, and we want to be transparent with you. It's more designed for med students starting their training. With that being said, if you are a more advanced student, and you still think that this program can be beneficial, you are more than welcome to apply. That's for sure. You need to have a functional level of English. We won't ask you. Hi, Christina. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say there was a question in the chat that says, is it only possible for med students or can graduate students go too? So when you're on the topic, maybe you could address that.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Can graduate students also attend the program?
Okay. Yeah. As I said, it's more for med students starting their medical training. But I mean, if you see the program, you see all the topic and the core topic that you will be learning. And if you are still interested, I believe you can go ahead and apply. As I said, you need a functional level of English. We won't be asking for any proof of proficiency in English. We trust you to self-assess yourself. The program, all the courses will be provided in English. So in order for you to benefit from that, I mean, you need to be able to understand, but in some activity you will be asked to present. So technically you need also to have at least the ability to present. And you need to be at least 19 or plus by July. That in terms of eligibility. In terms of curriculum, so we have Christina with us, who is developing the curriculum right now. But to give you a quick overview, we have 5 main blocks: AI and innovation in medical education, anatomy, lab and lecture, a series of insightful lecture, some interactive learning, and cultural immersion and tour. And we will be developing each point in the upcoming slides. So it will be roughly 100 hours during 4 weeks. So this is what a typical week during the program will look like. You will have 2 sessions, one in the morning, one during the afternoon, and it's 5 days a week. And during the weekend, typically you have all the cultural activity that you can participate in, and or you can do your own, decide to go on your own trip, visit, and explore by yourself. So you will have the freedom to do so during the weekend. For AI, so I know it's a very hot topic nowadays, and we are very fortunate to have one of the world expert in terms of AI and medicine, who is actually our Vice Dean and the Vice Dean at the International and Global Health Office, Dr. Mark Walker. So as I said, internationally recognized for his expertise in AI and medicine, and he and his team developed this course. So you will be the first cohort taking advantage of this course. So with that's really great. And some of the topic you will be learning are foundation of AI in healthcare, deep learning, imaging and diagnostic, and so on. And the program is evolving, as AI is something that evolves every day. So that's one of the biggest topic and the most interesting part of this Med Global. And once again, Dr. Mark Walker is very, very renowned for this topic. So that's a great opportunity for you to learn from him and from his team. For me, the second biggest, or most interesting part will be the anatomy lab, because here in Ottawa at the Faculty of Medicine, we have the biggest anatomy lab when we are still using cadaver for our lab and anatomy. I know it sounds weird maybe for Lori and Fernanda, but for med student, I know it's something that talk to you. And I at the beginning I said that we already have a summer school that we organize with one of our partner in China, and we've been running this program for 10 years. This summer we've celebrated the 10th anniversary of this collaboration, and I think we recently introduced this anatomy component in their summer school. And whenever we ask them at the end of the month, what was the best part of your summer school with us here in Ottawa, they all say the anatomy lab. So we speak from experience. We know that this will be a great experience for you, and so we are pretty confident that this is something that will really be beneficial for you. So that's for the anatomy part. You will also go through a series of insightful lecture, and the curriculum have been developed by same expert in their domain. So, for example, we have David Ponca, Dr. David Ponca, which is our interim dean for global health. So he is a global health expert, and he developed some of this lecture. We also have Dr. Emilio Alarcon, who is the director of the Bio-Nanomaterial Chemistry and Engineering Laboratory. And that's just two of a long list. So you will be having some interesting lecture on different topic: Canadian and global health system, planetary health system. And it's interesting because we do have also a topic on indigenous health. And I remember when I did the info session for Europe, the Gulf, Asia, I always say that indigenous health is a Canadian specificity, but I believe it's a common topic, because I do know that there is some indigenous, of course, Latin America has a lot of indigenous people, so that would be great for you to compare. Maybe you compare how we handle things here in Canada compared to your country. So that would be really, really interesting for you. It might be new for some country, but for you, you will be able to compare. So for me, it's a great thing that we have this in the schedule. The fourth aspect will be interactive learning. So I mentioned that we do have some state-of-the-art facility here at the faculty, at the university in general, but at the Faculty of Medicine more specifically. And one of them is our Skills and Simulation Center, which is one of the biggest in North America. And so you will be able to practice on mannequin, for example, a lot of procedure like breathing tube placement, ultrasound, and so on. It will be also, I said that there is no clinical activity, but you will be able to learn along a healthcare team and just to witness and shadow them and see how they handle clinical activity here. You will also go through a basic life support training and so many other activity. So that's also a great topic and great part of the summer school. And last but not least, as I said, during the weekend, and I believe also some activity will be during the week, I'm not sure, but you will have the opportunity to go on cultural immersion, do some guided tour, visit the city, make the most of all what Ottawa has to offer. I know Ottawa is the great place to be during the summer. There's a lot of activity, a lot of festival, some vibrant neighborhoods. So honestly, and everything is within a walking distance from the residence you will be staying at. So that's really great. And that will be also a great part because of the program, because it's summer. Yes, we are here to learn, but we want to enjoy also and explore. So that would be great. So that's for the program. Now, in terms of learning outcome, so each participant will be granted a certificate of completion. The only condition is that you need to participate in at least 80% of all the scheduled classes, which makes sense. It's important to know that you won't get any credit from the University of Ottawa. With that being said, you can have this discussion with your university. Some university may be able to transfer you some credit and to recognize your participation in this program. But from the University of Ottawa, you won't have any credit. So this is something, I know it's important for some people, so just keep in mind that. And if you are interested, please do not hesitate to start the conversation with your university to see if they can transfer you, if they did that before with maybe other program. We know this is something pretty common, but
sorry,
yes.
And I will explain more about this after you finish your presentation.
Please. Okay. So I mentioned different campus, so just to give you a quick overview. So you will be staying at the main campus, and you will see the residence just after this slide. And you will have some classes also at the main campus, which is located downtown. Then also we do have the Roger Gandon campus, where the Faculty of Medicine is located. Obviously, you will have a lot of training over there. And you will have also the other campus will be the Civic campus, where the Skills and Simulation Lab is located. And commuting between these three campuses is very easy. There is a shuttle that connects all the campuses. You can also rely on public transit, whether the bus or the train. You can also use a bike during the summer. Some students like to do it to go from a place to another. So a lot of option, and it's very easy to commute. I mentioned quickly the residence. So you will be staying at the 9EU residence, which is located on the main campus in downtown Ottawa, within a walking distance from all the great attraction, the parliament, the museum, and so on. And it's a 2-bedroom suite, which each participant will have a private bedroom, and you will be sharing a kitchenette and a bathroom. And the room has Wi-Fi, it's air conditioned, obviously, which is very important. It's very hot during the summer here in Ottawa, very humid also. And in the building, you have a fully equipped kitchen with a stove and oven if you want to cook something. So honestly, a great location to stay at, and very, very, very well located, I'll say. Well, some key dates. So as I mentioned before, the application opened this Monday, so on November 3rd, and that you will have until January 15 to apply. And actually, you can scan the QR code in front of you, or you can visit our website. I'm sure Laurie will share with you all the details. And I can share with you
I will provide some instructions.
Okay, perfect. And then so I said the deadline will be January 15, and then you should receive a notification of acceptance by February 12. And by February 12, after receiving this notification, you will be asked to pay the registration fees. And speaking about fees, so the total cost will be, as I said at the beginning, $4,630 Canadian dollar. As I said, by February 12, once you are accepted, you need to pay the $130, which is the registration fees. Sorry. And then for the program fee, it will be $4,500, which include the course fee, all the material, and also the accommodation, so the residence. But you need to budget for extra additional cost. Let's say, obviously, your flight ticket, flying here in Canada. If you need to apply for a visa, and I believe most of you will have to apply for a visa, this is also something you need to budget for. Your meals while staying here, also any personal travel expense, and also we won't be providing obviously any electronic devices. You will need to bring your own laptop or tablet to attend the courses. I'll mention quickly the immigration and insurance aspect. I say quickly because for those who will be applying and those who will be accepted in the program, so by February 12, we will probably send you an invitation to attend other info session, probably by the end of February or beginning of March, where we'll be speaking more about the immigration, all the detail you need to know. It's too early to speak, but I wanted to mention a few points quickly. So as I said, I believe most of you will need a visa to come here. So we highly recommend that you start checking and see which type of visa you need, and also check if you go on the ERCC website, and maybe Laurie after that you can share the website. If you put your country, you can see how long it will take you to, on average, to have your visa. And it's different from a country to another. And I mentioned the type of visa. You most likely you will need to apply for a visitor visa. And not for a study permit, because it's a 1-month program. So usually the program need to be 6 months or more to acquire a study permit. It's not the case, so it will be a visitor visa. But go check, see how long it will take to process your application. And if you are really interested, please start plan ahead and check the paper you need and start gather them. Lastly, for health insurance, you will need to obtain and maintain a health insurance for the month that we'll be staying here, and that will be on your own expense. So that's also something to keep in mind. As I said, more info will be shared on the immigration and all the onboarding stuff once you're accepted. But we highly recommend that you start checking and educating yourself on the topic. And with that, I think we reached the end of the presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.
I want to say something.
I just want to mention one last thing. So obviously, you've been invited by Lori and Caldo. Thank you so much for facilitating this. You can continue to reach out to Caldo, but if you want to reach out to the university, we do have this email address. So please do not hesitate to reach out whenever, if you have a question. Also, if you require a one-on-one session, me or Christina will be more than happy to meet you and answer any question you might have. So please note this email address, and please do not hesitate. Over to you, Lori.
Thank you very much for the explanation. I mean, don't worry, Paula, we will explain about the dates in a bit. But thank you very much. Again, I really believe, I'm not in medicine, but I really believe that this is a great program with a lot of diverse topics. So I can see that students from different fields like psychology can also participate in the program as long as the main interest is studying or having this experience within the medical field. So I'm going to change to Spanish right now. So lo que vamos a hacer, y este programa lo estamos trabajando con la Facultad de Medicina de la Universidad de Ottawa. El consorcio Caldo, no les expliqué al inicio, pero nosotros pertenecemos a las universidades, entonces tenemos la coordinación directa con cada una de ellas, en este caso con la Universidad de Ottawa. Es por eso que estamos creando este espacio y este webinar, para que cada uno de ustedes conozca, ¿no? Y también resuelvan con nosotros algunas preguntas que generalmente surgen, ¿no? O que pueden, o también hacernos llegar algunos comentarios que podamos entre nosotros manejar con la universidad. Por ejemplo, vimos muchas preguntas acerca de qué tipo de carreras pueden participar, ¿no? Y si tú perteneces a alguna carrera que quizá no la hemos mencionado ahora, pero tienes este interés en recibir este medical training o esta experiencia en este tipo de disciplina, igual yo sugeriría que nos escriban, y voy a dejar mis datos en este momento. Can you stop your screen for a bit, Ashraf, so I can share my screen, please?
Sure.
Yeah, because it seems like I cannot share. Okay, that's weird. Okay, parece que no puedo compartir mi pantalla en este momento, pero les voy a dejar mi correo por el chat para que ustedes puedan contactarnos a nosotros, porque como vamos a hacer el proceso de registro a través del consorcio, si bien hay este correo directo con la facultad, nosotros vamos a, después de la sesión, compartir un correo en el cual vamos a poner un formulario de preregistro, ¿no? Para que manifiesten ustedes su interés o para que resolvamos alguna pregunta. Y después de ello, vamos a poder contactar con la Facultad de Medicina para poder transmitir realmente quiénes son los que están interesados, porque esta experiencia hay cupos limitados, no es que los cupos son indefinidos. Entonces, si tú realmente estás interesado en esta experiencia, lo que yo sugiero, ya puedo convertir en pantalla, es que nos contacten a la brevedad, y voy a dejar mis datos de contacto aquí. Un segundo. Oh. Sorry, I have so many. Can you see my screen? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So this is my information. Como yo les dije, soy Laura Pacheco, gerente de proyectos del consorcio. Este es mi correo. Y a través de este correo pueden hacernos llegar a nosotros cuáles son sus intereses, sus preguntas, ¿no? Y también completar este formulario de preregistro que vamos a lanzar desde el consorcio para luego esto transmitirlo a la Facultad de Medicina, ¿no? Pero sí sugiero que si están realmente interesados, mientras con mayor tiempo lo hagamos, va a ser mucho más sencillo, considerando también que algunas de los países, porque aquí tenemos varios países, estudiantes de varios países, van a requerir visa y otros, o permisos especiales y otros no. Sin embargo, para que hacerlo todo con tiempo correcto y poder llegar al Summer 2026 ya bien preparados con los papeles, esto hay que realizarlo con mínimo 3 meses de anticipación o inclusive 2 meses de anticipación para poder tener todos los permisos adecuados. Entonces, este es mi contacto. Les invito a escribirme, ¿no? Bueno, acá a la mano derecha está el QR del Instagram de Caldo, donde también compartimos mucha información. Pero si están realmente interesados, escríbanme que nosotros vamos a hacer un consolidado de las personas interesadas. Solamente hay ciertos cupos, ¿no? Estamos definiendo más o menos unos 20 cupos, ¿no? Pero no es indefinido. Entonces, actuemos con celeridad y también con precisión en cuanto a las consultas y los tiempos que hay que manejarlos también con prudencia. ¿No? Y otra cosa que quería mencionar y hacer, I'm gonna switch to English because I want to understand better what is the criteria to get admitted to the program, Ashraf. So like you said that they have to apply, right?
Mm.
So what could be the evaluation to get them admitted or not?
Maybe I can ask Christina to answer this one because she developed the application form, so she might be able to give more info about what you will have to fill when completing the application form.
So any of the students who are applying through Caldo will go through a separate form. They're not going to fill out our standard
Okay.
form. But in general, the type of information that we are looking for, I'm sorry, it's not going to be 100% clear because one of the things that when we were researching to develop this program, we realized that different countries have different medical school systems. So, for example, in England, medical school is 6 or 7 years. In Canada, we technically have to do 4 years of an undergraduate degree in science, usually biomedical science, followed by 4 years of medical school. So what is medical school for us is 4 years, but we don't go into medical school from high school. So on our application form, well, the question that we ask, and we will ask anybody who's applying through Caldo the same question, is how long is your medical school program and what year are you in? So some of the applicants we've started seeing already have a 6 or 7 year program, and they are usually in year 2 or 3 of a 6 or 7 year program. So that's fine.
Okay.
That will work for us. And I think that should make things clear. But I know, for example, if we have students who are coming from the Middle East, they have a different medical school and they enter straight from high school also. So the best answer I can give you is the example of if you have a medical school program that you go into after high school and it's about 6 or 7 years long, we're looking for somebody who's in and around year 2, year 3. Or if you know that you are 19, I guess in Canada, our students would be 23, 24. So I would say anywhere kind of between 19 and 25 is what I am expecting to see from our applicants for this program. But many of our students, once they get beyond 24, 25, they're in more clinical settings. And as Ashraf explained, many of the students who are looking for clinical exchanges, they're more limited in terms of the time because they're most schools, you don't when you're in the clinical setting, it's the hospital that is in charge of your schedule and not so much the school. And it depends on their schedules and what's available. So we're looking more at before students start their clinical rotation. So when they're still doing lectures. But that being said, one of the things that we're very excited about this program is, first of all, the anatomy. So the students will have an opportunity to get involved in working with cadavers and bodies. And we also have our Skills and Simulation Center where students will have the opportunity to practice different skills, surgical skills, suturing and giving stitches or intubating a patient. They gave me a list of 20 different surgical skills that they do in the simulation center, because of course we don't want our students to be learning on real patients, somebody's grandma. We want our students to be learning on a high level, highly technical mannequin. So
Thank you
And
very
maybe to add on that and to answer Lori's question. So on the criteria, we won't be asking for any transcript, or we won't be checking your GPA as long as you check all the boxes. So pre-med student, 19 plus, and you are a pre-clerkship, which is our main target, you will be good to be considered for sure. And something I forgot to mention, and it's very important. It's a first come, first serve. So we'll have limited spot for the program, but also we have limited spot by region because we want to keep it global. So let's say we have 100 spot, and if the 51st applicant are all from Latin America, we won't be able to take all the applicants from Latin America because we want to, let's say, have 25 for Latin America, 25 from the Middle East, 25 from Asia. So we have limited spot for the program and by region. So if you are interested and you feel that you have the profile, as I said, like pre-med student or med student, pre-clerkship, functional English, please go ahead. And as I said, we won't be asking for any proof or proficiency, no transcript, no GPA. As long as you are a med student, and as I said, you check all the boxes, we will consider your application. But yeah, I wanted to mention that we are limited in terms of spot for Latin America. So I know we have a lot of interest. So please, if you feel that this is something really interesting for you, please do not hesitate. Don't wait until January 15.
Absolutely no.
Yeah.
And also because I want to mention, to be very direct with you guys, that like we are thinking on 20 available spots for like the Latin America, because
Yes.
as Ashraf mentioned, like the idea of this program is to be with a student from all over the world, because
Yes.
that's a very important part of the program, right? To
Exactly.
also connect with other peers, with other people who have different ambitions, and on how medicine is working in different parts of the world. So just to keep that in mind, like it's going to be just around 20 available spots. So
Yes.
what we're going to do is, as I mentioned, from Caldo, we're going to send a pre-registration form. So just to collect the real interest, and then we will work with the Faculty of Medicine to convert this interest in a reality and to get registered in the program. And I'm going to change to Spanish because I think this is going to be better if I do it in Spanish. But en términos del precio, ¿no? Yo sé que hay muchas preguntas de si hay algunas becas o si hay algunos descuentos, ¿no? Esta es la primera edición. Para esta primera edición no se está contemplando alguna beca porque primero tenemos que consolidar el programa, ¿no? Consolidar la experiencia, ¿no? Pero lo que sí me gustaría mencionar es que si hacemos una conversión de los $4,600 canadienses a los dólares americanos, o sea, si algunos no conocen cuál es esa conversión, estamos hablando más o menos de en dólares americanos de unos $3,000. No estamos hablando de los 4,600 canadienses reales, porque generalmente en Latinoamérica lo que manejamos es pues USD, ¿no? Entonces, y esto incluye el accommodation, ¿no? Y hay otros expenses que hay que cubrir, definitivamente, ¿no? Como el ticket aéreo, pero desde Caldo nosotros también tenemos partnerships con Air Canada, por ejemplo, ¿no? Si eres un estudiante de Perú, ahora hay un vuelo directo a partir de diciembre desde Lima a Toronto, ¿no? Entonces ahí también tenemos la posibilidad desde el consorcio poder gestionar algunos descuentos entre 15 a 20% o lo que se pueda coordinar, y ya lo hemos hecho. O sea, un grupo de Chile acaba de venir a una universidad a 45 minutos de Toronto con un descuento en el ticket aéreo gestionado por el consorcio Caldo. Entonces, veamos no el tema del precio como algo imposible, ¿no? Por lo menos no por el momento, pero sí veamos también que hay oportunidad de poder aminorar algunos costos, perdón. En el tema de la alimentación, por ejemplo, ¿no? O sea, cuando uno se organiza con cuánto va a gastar en su semana para poder no sé, alimentarse, pues hay posibilidades de ir al supermercado, van a tener este lugar para cocinar dentro de las habitaciones. Entonces, no lo veamos como algo imposible, ¿no? Sé que puede parecer alto, pero al final, si sacamos las cuentas por una experiencia de este tipo, ¿no? Creo que es totalmente affordable, ¿no? Si lo vemos de esa manera. Entonces, eso quería mencionar. I don't know if any of you guys wants to mention something else.
Hi guys. I saw some questions regarding like clinical rotations. I don't know if you could just very briefly explain that this does not include like clinical
Yes.
rotations, and at the moment we don't have a
Yes.
ongoing program
So-
for that.
No, it doesn't include clinical rotation for sure. And to be also completely clear and transparent with you, we created this program partly because we were limited in terms of clinical rotation. So clinical rotation, in order to have clinical student participating in clinical rotation, you need obviously the participation of the clinical team, and they have limited capacity. So we are receiving a lot of requests from university and students from all over the world, and we have a limited capacity. So we wanted to offer something else. And the way we see things, and that's why we think that it's more designed for students starting their medical training. The idea is you come here and do the Med Global Summer School to learn about the Canadian health system during your first, second, or third year at the medical school. Then you come back, hopefully, if we have the capacity, for clinical elective or clinical internship. We call it clinical elective. And then why not for residency? That's the path we see. But for now, in terms of clinical capacity for clinical rotation, we are limited for sure. So that's why we want to offer this alternative, which we think is great, honestly.
I don't-
Thank you, Ashraf.
And one more thing that I forgot to mention is when Ashraf mentioned about the credits with the universities.
Yeah.
Of course, University of Ottawa is not for this edition. I mean, maybe not for the second one either, but it's not possible to award some credits. However, from Caldo, we were very close with the universities in Latin America. So right now, for instance, with Mexico, we are coordinating with a couple of institutions to see if it is possible for them to award some credits for you to come to this program. So, and like in terms of like another example, like with Peru, for instance, like we work with some institutions as well, and as part of our collaboration initiatives, so we can present this or raise this question to the universities. So, but of course, it's going to be good as well if you go to your international office, talk to them, and explain that this could be a great opportunity for you and to get some credits as well, and we will support that. So we from Caldo, we do that. We had a lot of conversations with different universities, and we see that this is feasible, that this happens. So
it is doable. I can confirm because we do have some partner in the Gulf in China. They do offer, not for this program, but for similar program, they can offer credit and recognize your experience. But you need to have this discussion. And if they need any information about the program, the curriculum, we'll be more than happy to provide that because they need to assess, like, for example, how many credits you might get. But this is doable. I mean, other university, they do this all the time.
Yes. So, solo quería dejar eso en la mesa porque nuestro trabajo desde Caldo es justamente hacer eso, ¿no? Poder ver cuáles son las facilidades que podemos nosotros gestionar con nuestras universidades, con las universidades de América Latina. Así que vean eso también como una oportunidad, ¿no? Y además de disfrutar Canadá, claramente. Yo les saludo desde la ciudad de Toronto, que está, como dijo Ashraf, 4 horas en tren.
Not 4 minutes.
Yeah, no,
A little bit
4
more.
horas, a little bit more. Yeah, 4 hours from Toronto to Ottawa, and even the way, like when you get into the train and you do the traveling, it's fantastic. So, yo soy de Perú, por cierto, llevo viviendo 5 años aquí en Canadá y puedo confirmar que Canadá, en verdad, hay muchas cosas que descubrir. Ottawa es una ciudad preciosa, que van a tener mucho tiempo por las tardes o en el fin de semana para poder visitarme en Toronto también, así que creo que va a ser una excelente oportunidad para crecer en todos los aspectos, no solamente en el lado académico, sino también en la parte personal, que creo que es importante cuando tienes este tipo de experiencias internacionales.
Absolutely. I was going to say I'm Christina. I know you can't see me. I'm the little polar bear on your screen.
Yes, we can see the bear.
Before I became a professor at the university, I was a tour guide working in Toronto and Niagara Falls, and I can absolutely give you some tips on where to go and what to do and what to see. So don't be shy to ask questions. All kinds of questions, academic, non-academic.
Yes, and I can give you a tour in Toronto as well, so more than welcome. Okay, I don't see more questions here, but I'm pretty sure that after sending the email, we will receive more, Ashraf and Christina.
Okay.
So I will try to do a compilation, and also will be sending the registration form to the students. So what I will suggest to all the students is that even though Ashraf and Christina will be, of course, more than happy to answer any question, like in order to do it more organized, I will ask you if you wanted to contact directly to Christina or Ashraf to keep Caldo in copy, just to be all together in the same loop, and just to make this experience, like even since the registration, the most easy as possible as we can.
Okay.
And I see, actually now I'm seeing a couple of questions, I guess. I think we have 2 more minutes. Oh no, this time we have 4 more minutes. Okay, so yo estoy estudiando pediatría en México. Okay, this is Luis Fernando. Dice, yo estoy estudiando, maybe we can answer this in Spanish, Fernanda, Cristina.
Sí.
Yo estoy estudiando pediatría en México, me gustaría alguna oportunidad para aprender más de mi área en Canadá. No importa si es curso o si se pudiera, me agradaría una rotación corta. But yo creo que, Luis Fernando, este programa podría calzar bien, ¿no? Pero no que quizá específicamente en pediatría, pero no sé si, Cristina, hay alguna otra posibilidad en esa área.
Pienso que no tenemos algo tan específico como trabajar con los pediatría. Sorry, I'm a little rusty with the Spanish.
That's fine. You can
Especially,
Fine, you can answer in
yeah.
English.
So we don't have anything quite that specific in pediatrics, unless, and we don't really have a lot, as Ashraf said, in terms of clinical rotations. If you were going to do something specifically in pediatrics, it would need to be a clinical rotation, and we have very few of those. And even when we do have them, we don't often have them in our pediatric section. We have a lot of I guess precautions for working with children, and so the spaces that we have are usually reserved for Canadian students in training, and not very often for learners who are at the beginning. We certainly have postgraduate learners who come and do spots in pediatrics, but not at the younger beginner levels.
Okay, pero igual, déjame ver, Luis Fernando, si está buscando una experiencia corta, como para tener este conocimiento general, ¿no? Creo que este podría ser un programa que también podrías tomar, ¿no? Y como dice Ashraf, luego al final la idea es que este programa sea la apertura o tu primera experiencia con el medical, este tipo de training medical en Canadá, pero quizá luego más adelante, y cómo evolucione también el programa y cómo evolucionen también las colaboraciones que venimos haciendo con América Latina, podrías también acceder a otro tipo de entrenamiento un poco más específico, ¿no? So there's...
I was going to say, I actually do remember there's also, but this would be for graduate students. If you're a graduate student doing research, and we did have somebody from Latin America who applied through an ELAP scholarship program. And they did, but it was research based. It wasn't really so much in the hospitals working in pediatrics. It was pediatric research. Most of the work, I imagine, was done in an office in a lab working with a doctor rather than working directly with patients.
Okay, thank you very much, Cristina. Montserrat, creo te diría que nos escribas directamente a mi correo. Voy a dejarlo acá nuevamente, lauri.pacheco@caldo.ca, para ver cómo podría ser en tu caso, porque, o sea, al final es mucho, depende de cuál es tu interés, ¿no? Y cuál es tu experiencia. Entonces, escríbenos directamente y ahí puedo resolver tus dudas. Is there a chance for an elective with the university to do research or clinical training as medical graduate? Well, to do research, Cristina already explained that there is a possibility to come for a short training research experience, using the scholarship from the government of Canada.
Mhm.
The name is ELAP. And we from the consortium, we can explain more about that specific scholarship. So if you send me a message, Sarah, we can provide all the information for this scholarship to do this research stay.
Yeah, and again, for clinical training, clinical elective, it will be honestly difficult, at least for now, because we are studying the possibility of expanding our capacity, but for now, I mean, we are very limited. So, unfortunately, no, for now.
Okay, is there any age limit for participating in this program, Ashraf? So I know that the minimum is 19 years, but
yeah, you just need, there is no maximum as long as you are a med student, I believe.
Okay, because Julieta is asking, she is studying psychology, but then she would like to do like a PhD program, and so she is asking if this program could be a good fit for her.
I don't think there will be any issue with that, honestly.
Yeah, me neither. No, I don't think, Julieta. Okay. I don't see any more questions now, but I'm sure that they will come more after.
Yeah, we'll be more than happy to address them. I mean,
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, thank you everybody for participating today. And I see that there's interest in this program, so certainly we will follow up on all of these questions, and also providing the information for the registration form, and then connect you with the Faculty of Medicine. And realmente esperamos que puedan vivir esta experiencia en Canadá, en Ottawa, bueno, con ser Toronto también, y especialmente poder conectar con gente de otras partes del mundo, como lo mencionó Ashraf, gente, no sé, de otras, quizá de otros lugares que muchas veces no tienes un acceso directo, ¿no? Personas del Medio Oriente, que puede ser interesante, de China también, que conozcas esta perspectiva de qué se está haciendo en medicina a nivel mundial. A mí, que no estoy en medicina, me parece fantástico, ¿no? Así que me imagino que ustedes que están en esa área, pues debe ser inclusive mucho más emocionante. Así que muchas gracias. Vamos a hacer el follow-up luego. Thank you very much to my colleagues. Very happy to have you here. And talk soon. Oh, bless you.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Laurie, for setting this up. Honestly, it was a great job. It was a pleasure. Thank you, Fernanda, for assisting. And thank you, obviously, Cristina, for your availability, as always. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Bye-bye. See you soon.
Record.